I want a little action here. Oh my goodness.
Yeah!
Yes, we are live. We are so live today. I cannot help myself. We are so live. And I'm in a good mood. I'm in a great mood. My kids are in town, so that's fun. I don't believe I've ever cleaned up this much when they were children. Honest to God. I've never cleaned up so much. I have to tell you, I took the blanket that they don't like that I have on the couch. I pull it up, and there's these oil stains. And my daughter says, probably from my hair, because she has got braids. And you have to understand the braid thing, okay? It's all this hair in the house. And they take somebody else's hair and put it in their head. And I've done that myself, because I want to know what it's like to be white and on time for work. And I got a hair weave. I missed the hair weave. I was addicted to the hair weave. And now I'm growing hair in other places that don't need a weave. I don't even know why I'm bringing that up, but I did send my kids to get lasered. It's too much information, but it was time. It was time. They had to get it off. And then we went out to dinner with someone who, back in the day, I met her in a hair salon many years ago. And we had this conversation, and I said to her, you can't marry that man. And so she divorced him. Yes. Yes, yes. And she's like, tells everybody, Sunda said, no, I'm so embarrassed. You know, you don't want to be the one that said that. Right. Like, you're just a nice guy. I'm just a nice girl. I don't want to do this kind of thing. You don't want to mess up anything. You got to do it.
In that decision, you know, don't like comment out on other people.
Oh, my goodness. My best friend and roommate tells me she's pregnant. So I'm congratulating her, and then I call her house, and her mom answers the phone, and I said, can you believe, Mrs. Broadnax, that you're going to be a grandma again? And she said, what'd you say, baby? And I said, I can't believe that Pat's going to have a baby. And the wedding, they would have known, because at the wedding, when she was genuflecting, she couldn't get back up. All right? Genuflecting is such a big word for kneeling. For kneeling. Genuflecting. Genuflecting. Maybe it's genuflexing. I don't know. I just can't believe there's no holy water anymore. I just can't believe. I'm totally stressed out over this. I have no idea why, but this is my new stress. Why there's no holy water in the friggin' churches? Because of COVID. Crazy. No, they don't drink it. That's the priest with the wine. They drink that wine, but then they weren't passing the cup either. Can you imagine? Oh my God. I'm just going to tell you something, that when you come from that kind of life of watching them and listening to Latin, body and blood of Christ, amen, you're like, yeah, and you're just hungry. You just have the munchies so bad. Oh, God. But anyway, that's not what we're here to do. We're here to have a great time, and a lot of us here are doing our industry set, which is a 5-minute set. And those of you who call me and that are looking, the reason why we do this is because you have an industry set. It means you have a 5-minute set, right? So sometimes you go up and they tell you, no, you got 3 minutes. Or in the case with Aaron, when he thought he was getting 5 minutes, he got 2 minutes, or even 1 minute. So these things happen, but at least you'll be prepared. This class will help you be prepared so that you will know what it feels like to have 5 minutes. You will know what it's like to see the light come on and how you got to get ready to rap. So I'm not walking up, doing this, because the only person you hurt is yourself. That's it. You're a light runner, and people are going to know that. You don't want to be a light runner. Dom Herrera is not a light runner. He's amazing. He gets right off stage. Where is Dom? He said nobody likes him anymore because he can't hear. He goes, people are so nice to people who are losing their eyesight. He goes, but if you can't hear, nobody cares. And so I said, no. And he didn't laugh. He did not laugh. He did not laugh. He did not laugh. So let's start up with somebody that's really interesting to me anyway, who's very often not wrong, but I won't tell him that because that makes him right. And we're going to start with the one and only America's sweetheart, Mark Zaffron. Come on. Come on, Mark. He walked by me in painted on jeans.
Well, you got two choices tonight.
Okay.
All right, Catholicism or Zoran Mondavi.
You have to tell them who the
Everybody knows who Zoran Mondavi is. If you don't know who Zoran Mondavi is now, you're brain dead. Let's define. He is the communist, Jew hater, who won the primary in New York. Now, you know why the Democrats destroyed themselves with this one? What is this ranked choice primary voting? You vote for everybody? What is this, kindergarten? Oh, I mean, think about it. You got 5 assholes running to be mayor of the city of New York. You got Brad Lander, who's no good. You got Adrian Adams, she's no good. You got this Mamdani guy with the big teeth. God knows where he came from. Well, we now know where he came from. He came from Uganda. He's not a real American. His parents are Indian, what do you call it? Started all over again. His mother is a filmmaker, and his father's a professor at no less an esteemed university as Columbia. All right? Mm-hmm. We know what he teaches. And Zoran's just a smiley little guy, never really worked a day in his life. It's easy to become, an assemblyman in New York if you have money. Mommy and Daddy paid for it. So the bottom line is that Zoran became a citizen in 2017, and he ran for election in 2019 or something like that. So there's only 2 years between him being naturalized and running for office. And the truth is, do you think he just became an anti-Semite this week? Do you think he just became a supporter of Hamas this week? So as long as we're ranting and raving, I don't know why they ain't pulling his naturalization papers. Get rid of him. Come on, throw him out. Send him back to Uganda. Isn't that pleasant there? I mean, remember Idi Amin? Here I am. I'm a little kid coming back from Israel with my parents. And the foreign minister of Israel's on the plane. And the plane has to stop and wait. Why? Because Idi Amin, who was their buddy at the time until he helped with Entebbe, Idi Amin's getting off his private plane. You ever get on and off a private plane and they're really kind of like these small staircases? This 325-pound moron tipped the plane. How do you tip a plane? Just watching him waddle down those stairs, tipping that plane. I remember him telling everybody to pull up their socks during Entebbe. For those of us that don't know, other than Samantha, who went to 3 or 4 Jewish schools, all right? Right, Sam?
No,
only one? Oh, okay. Anyhow, Entebbe is where the, our friends, the Palestinians, hijacked the plane and flew it to Uganda. And the Israelis sent in a C-130 filled with paratroopers, killed all the Palestinians, right? And the only one that died was Prime Minister Netanyahu's brother, and he's been taking revenge ever since. Now he has to be who it is, Anyhow, a little bit off politics. This Mandavi can't possibly be serious. Okay, let's talk about the things he wants to give away for free. Now, he's not giving away free tampons in the boys' room because Tim Walsh tried that. Speaking of people who aren't too bright. So he's giving away free bus rides. Okay, free bus rides. Lord, did we find out this week that he already tried that and lost. So he went to Adams, who I like, Eric Adams. Represent. Anyhow, Eric Adams, man, went with him to the state. They went to the legislature, and they pushed for this free bus pass thing. And then it came time to renew it. So the real reason why Mandavi can't be mayor of New York is not the fact that he's an anti-Semite, not the fact that he hates America, not the fact that he's a supporter of terrorism, but he can't make a deal. It's weird. That's the reason he can't be governor. He got pissed off because Carl Heastie, who was the head of the assembly at that time, didn't include one of his pet projects, or they put on there some money for the police or something like that he didn't like. So he voted against the budget. You know what they did? They got rid of his free buses. Because remember, this guy has to go back to the New York State legislature for everything. He don't get along with people. He can't. It's like watching an Indian Mr. Rogers. He's with that big smile. Any minute now, I expect him to put on that sweater. It's a wonderful day in the gulag. Oh yeah, we're gonna have a gulag. Oh yes, we are. You see, what really got to me is what he said. All right, we're gonna tax heavier the white neighborhoods. Duh. I mean, exactly. Do you really want them to vote for you? Well, it's from the river to the sea. Duh. Do you really want them to vote for you? They did an ethnic on who voted for him. And you know who voted for him the most? The Chinese. They must have busted him in from Taiwan. I mean, come on. He's going to stop your kids from going to specialized high schools. All right? Because you don't like that. It's not equity. I am so glad to be rid of equity. I believe in equality. I never saw the word equity in the Constitution. But then again, there's a lot of things that these people say are in the Constitution that just isn't there. It's fascinating. That's unconstitutional. Show me. I mean, really, with all due respect, especially that AOC. How do you like that? Turns out she's from Westchester County. She's a suburban girl. Not telling Trump, I'm from the Bronx. I'll take you on. Yeah, he go kick your ass. Anyhow, so get off AOC. She get a little heavy. You notice that during the, maybe she's pregnant.
Mark.
Why? She's entitled to be pregnant. Except you look at that boyfriend of hers. My God, can't trust anybody who wears socks with their Birkenstocks. Sorry, it's a sign of insanity. There's no question about it. All right, so here we are talking about politicians. I lose my trend of thought every time we talk about politicians because I know I'm heading in one direction, and that direction kind of gets skewed off to the side because I never know when it's going to come out of my mouth next. It's like a pinball machine. My grandmother had a pinball machine. The kids used to say about my grandmother, evil woman, by the way, that it was like watching a pinball. It would bounce here, bounce there, and you never know where it would end up. You never knew what was going to come out of her mouth. She looked like Margaret Hamilton, who played the Wicked Witch of the West or the East. And I could see my grandmother on a broom. No, she was that mean. See, the whole thing with these old ladies is that they want to live with their sons. The whole problem with living with your son is that you made your daughter-in-law miserable for 20 years. Why in God's name would she have you live in the house? If my grandmother came to live with us, I swear my mother would have poisoned her and smothered her. Oh. No, I mean, she told my mother for years, you're not a member of the family. What do you mean you're not a member of the family? Oh, but the long-legged showgirl from Vegas, she was. All right, please, my uncle's second wife. I loved Betty, but, Nicht Yiddish means not Jewish. I mean, what are you going to do? Talking about Jewish families, I met somebody today. We were talking about, families. My family hates me. But I realized I'm not the crazy one just a couple of weeks ago. So I get a phone call from my brother's wife's, please. I don't interrupt you. From my brother's wife's, because she ain't my brother-in-law, my brother's wife's brother. And he's a doctor. And he calls me up and said, did you know your nephew's getting married this weekend? I said, no, why should I? And then he said, well, I said, well, I wasn't invited. He goes, well, guess what? Neither was I. So now I know I'm not the crazy one. I mean, you didn't invite your brother, Warren. Oh, sorry, you're going to sue? All right. And Debbie, you didn't invite your brother. Why didn't? So what? What are they going to do? They tried that once before. It didn't work. They're going to try it again? Right, come on. They're losers. Anyhow, they lost that case. Try it again. Throw your brick sprats. The slings and arrows of outrageous fortune. Anyhow, Jewish families can be very, very dysfunctional. Believe me, horribly so, especially when it comes to money. They will fight over the last scrap of money. That's mine. Or mommy promised me that. I could see them ripping up a friggin' expensive painting just to have their share. When my father, God, when my father died, they were all hunting around looking for his jewelry. Ha, I got it. So they didn't waste any time when my mother died. They took it first. They didn't wait till she was dead. They just grabbed it. Did an insurance job. Well, it seemed that way because the first person my mother accused of stealing her jewelry was my wife. They always kept telling us, well, you have a key to the house. No, I don't. And maybe your doorman would have seen me walking in. Right? I never figured out that gap in the story. Maybe the doorman. So, little did my mother know, but one of Sunda's childhood friends worked for the management agent of the condo. And they got her good because she claims, well, who did it, Mom? Well, they think it was one of the painters they had here. There was no such thing. That money, I don't know where that jewelry went to, but somebody got an insurance check, and I don't know who. Because, they had insurance on it. Anyhow, there were a couple of things that I liked, But, people don't keep their word. When my mother died and they had to get things out of me like signatures instead of me suing, which my wife still wants me to do. Listen, some people never understand the concept, come in, of statute of limitations. There's a reason you have a statute of limitations, though it's been completely breached in America. If somebody touched you inappropriately 20 years ago, you can sue now, especially if that person's a priest, a rabbi, somebody with money. How do you remember exactly what happened 20 years ago? That's the whole point of the statute of limitations. Most of the people I know can't remember what happened yesterday, and they certainly know what they didn't eat for dinner. Think about it. That's the whole purpose of the statute there. You can't remember. You don't remember shit after 20 years. I remember shit after 3. All right? But, you know, I saw Harvey Weinstein tortured through it. He looks great in that wheelchair. He does. Last time I saw Harvey Weinstein, he was wearing pajamas with his fly open on a plane. He was. He put on these ratty blue striped pajamas, looked like a concentration camp victim, walking through that first-class cabin. And he put his assistant in the back, all right? Which is surprising because then she didn't play with him on the flight.
Okay.
All right. That being all said, we're going to miss Harvey when he dies in prison. Well, they're not letting him out, you know? And to think about it, you know who would be in the worst shape, right, if people were coming after him on the Me Too movement? How come nobody got Bill Clinton? There must be 1,000 women out there that he touched. Think about it. All right? Unless they paid off all of them or the FBI killed them all. Listen, I can see Hillary saying, listen, he touched her. Get her. You know? They're all buried in a vast grave on the mall. They're going to dig it up one day when they want to take down the Washington Memorial, and they're going to find all of Hillary's victims. All right. On that note, since she's a public figure and can't sue, hi. Good night.
Where do we find you?
You don't.
We don't find you.
I'm in the witness protection program.
The Jehovah's Witness Protection Program.
I
Oh,
need
fuck.
that from your family.
Oh, boy, that hurt.
What are the witnesses?
Oh, they are. They are. Nobody even noticed it. Oh, boy. Okay, I'm back here on the... Ah, why did that hurt? I hit my leg on that stage. Oh, my God. You should see. I'm a mess. I am such a mess. If I show you something, you guys are going to freak out. Let me see if I can show you. Wait. Can you see it? This is so crazy. I'm getting my feet done, and I say to the woman, can you go stronger? Mang, mang. I could say it in Vietnamese, mang. And the guy's doing my nails, and he just turns around with this file and starts putting it on my callus, and smoke comes out of my toe. And it was on fire, and I go, ow, and I'm trapped, and I banged myself all over. It was terrible. And then Tova, my daughter's like, you know, Mama, you could tell he felt really bad. No, he didn't. I felt really bad. I need a fucking tow truck. It happened. So we're going to bring up this gentleman that's coming to the stage. A lot of you people want the female version. We're going to find something like that. But let's give it up for the one and only Billy Ramirez. Let him hear you. Woo! Okay.
Thank you very much. My name is Billy Ramirez. Nice to be here. Now that we're all best friends here, does anyone else here struggle with their confidence, at least from time to time at all? I've struggled with my confidence my entire life, and I went through a phase where I didn't feel that I was funny enough to be a comedian, that I didn't have any stories, I didn't have anything to say, but after talking to some fellow comedians and just looking back on my life, I realized, hey, I do have stories. I mean, just the fact that I'm in my 40s trying stand-up comedy, you know, like surely that's a sign of a midlife crisis, right? You know, that's a story, you know, like look how I'm dressed. There's definitely stories there. Like, you know, I should be wearing a suit or something. You know, it's, if I didn't have stories, I'd be VP of marketing somewhere and have one of those KY 401s or whatever it's called, you know, But instead, I have 5 different hustles going on right now. One of which is doing moving work, which is nice because it brings money in, but also sometimes I don't feel Mexican enough, so it's nice. It's nice to do some manual labor every now and then. So you know, I do have stories, and all I have to do is just like start tapping into my trauma reserves, you know, that have been aged for decades in these anxiety barrels with subtle hints of people pleasing and shame, and very strong hints of emotionally unavailable parents. Okay, now speaking of parents, here's a story. I think my dad killed my mom, and I think he did it with poison beans. Yeah, that's right. I know Poison Beans sounds like a 90s punk band out of El Paso, but no, I think that's the way my dad murdered my mom. So here's some more backstory. My mom battled cancer. She went toe-to-toe with multiple myeloma for 19 years. But then she passes away a couple days after my dad leaves her to go move to live with family from his first marriage, and he did it after leaving her food, including some beans. Like, that was one of the last things my mom and I talked about. It's, oh, your dad left me some beans, all right? So after she died, my brother and I went to go pack up her apartment. There on the stove was a fresh batch of beans that she had just prepared and was eating. She keeled over while eating beans, all right? And I know that the whole poison bean story might sound a little odd, but just to give you more backstory, in the 80s, my family and I, we lived in Mexico for 3 years. And when we came back, my dad developed a flesh-eating infection in his left leg, okay? And he claimed that the reason for that was because an enemy from the town that we lived in poisoned his tortillas with dirt from a graveyard, okay? So when you have that already in your back pocket, poisoned beans don't sound that weird now, does it? Yeah, so... my parents, they did their best. But I'm pretty sure that looking back on my life as a comedian and through therapy and all that, I'm pretty sure that my lack of confidence stems from the fact that I grew up under the rule of la chancla. If you don't know what la chancla is, for some mothers, it's a piece of footwear and also a disciplinary device. All right. That could be unleashed at close range or through aerial warfare. Like my mom could she could throw the chancla and bend it around corners. I could be in my room and she would assume that I'm acting up all of a sudden, and it would just flying and I just get smacked upside the head with a chancla and it wouldn't boomerang back into her hand. Like, I don't know how that was possible. She's not Australian, as far as I know, She wouldn't even have to take her eyes off whatever telenovela she was watching. She's just, just throw it. But like I said, my parents did their best. They're immigrant parents from Mexico. They barely literate, but they managed to send my brother and I both to college, and we both graduated. But at the same time, someone's best could be a C-, okay? And then sometimes when I'm hanging out in my not a house and just laying in bed alone or reviewing my portfolio, which is just an old Trapper Keeper full of coupons. It's the one with the triangles. I still have it. It's one of my favorites. But I wonder what heights I could have reached if I had just taken just a few less chanclazos growing up, Like, maybe I could have been one of those successful bilingual lawyers in LA with billboards all over the place. Did you slip on a churro at Disneyland? Call me. Or, te partiste la madre con un pinche churro, llámame. I don't know what digits available. Just call me at 111-1111. But anyways, yeah. So my parents, they tried their best to guide me with the chancla, and just the fact that I'm here, I'm middle aged, as a comedian, surely they might have gone a little too far. I think they might have smacked me past lawyer and scientist and doctor and all the way over to liberal arts degree. It's by the time I got to college, I was just exhausted, and I ended up taking the most default fallback degree there is. Anyone care to guess what that is? Communication, that's right. It's a degree so disrespected that The Simpsons made fun of it while I was pursuing my so lucrative communication degree, and I ignored the warning. I've ignored all the warnings, actually, as a matter of fact. The fact that I'm here, it means that I've ignored all the warnings, just trying to come up with a second, I don't know what I'm trying to get, a second act. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. But in this Simpsons episode, while I was in college, it's an episode called Faith Off. The kicker for Springfield University injures his leg in the big rivalry game. And in the locker room, Dr. Julius Hibbert tries to comfort him, and he tells him, "Oh, I'm afraid your playing days are over. At least you can fall back on your degree in communications. Oh, dear Lord, no." And the kicker goes, "Yes, I know he's a funny major. Lubchenko learned nothing." Well, about 25 years later, that joke is funny to me now because it is said that comedy is tragedy plus time. And, well, enough time has passed, and the tragedy is a communication degree. I don't struggle with my confidence 24/7 though. There's some brief moments where I do feel confident. Like, for example, in LA offers me plenty of opportunities to feel confident just briefly. Like, for example, whenever I walk into a taqueria or a Mexican restaurant and I overhear someone order something like a chicken quesadilla chicken fajitas, chimichanga, something like that. By the way, it's a tragedy that the singer Celia Cruz and the actor Eric Estrada never teamed up for anything. They could have had a show called, they could have had a variety show called Chips and Salsa. All right, that one's on the house. But whenever I hear someone order something all funky that way, and then it's my turn to order, I just cannot resist just acting in a telenovela that nobody's shooting. Like all of a sudden, just, ¿qué tal? Preciosa. Doesn't matter who, it could be a dude, I don't care. Preciosa, en este momento. It could also be night in the sun's of my eye. En este momento yo deseo 3 tacos de carne asada, una tostada de ceviche, 3 churros y una peñafiel. Gracias, por favor, muy amable. Buen provecho, que Dios te bendiga. And I'm feeling extra confident. I'll throw in some bonus words like, entonces, por supuesto, crepúsculo. But the problem is, I have this face and demeanor, so sometimes I'll order in fluent español, and then in return I'll get a, okay, do you want... Fine, Jose, I will have some of that green whack-a-mole, whatever it is. Like, I know what it is. Anyways, but it really doesn't matter where or when I hablo español, because whenever I do get a chance to do so, I just go completely overboard and basically turn into one of those Latino reporters you see on the news. I don't know if anyone wants to watch the local news, but if you do, pay attention to any reporter whose last name ends in EZ, and there's a very good chance that reporter is going to take any and every opportunity to cherish the rich cultural tapestry of the Spanish language. And that's how I hablo español. Like a Latino reporter wrapping up a segment. Something like, police don't have any further information on the suspect. Reporting live from El Camino Real in Santa Clara. This is Gustavo Gutierrez, el mero más chingón, tú sabes, güey, for ABC 7 News. Back to you, Nancy. Thank you. My name is Billy Ramirez. You can find me at billyramirez.com and on Instagram at middleaged muchacho. Please welcome back to the stage. Huh? Oh, okay, fine. Please welcome to the stage our comedy concierge, Samantha Linderman.
Oh, what a night. What a time to be alive. I told my parents I was coming here early, and it was a lie. I was going for a follow-up appointment with a psychic, and I was too embarrassed. I was too embarrassed to say that I was going there. So if you're watching, I mean, that's the truth. Rigorous honesty, right? I was out with my friends in West Hollywood because, like, what else is there to do, right? Pride Month, hashtag Pride, hashtag it's almost over, hashtag kill me if I ever hear another fucking hashtag. My cousin wrote that, hashtag attack. And I was like, am I being attacked by a hashtag? I think if you were really attacked, you wouldn't put hashtag attack. It's so funny you say, how do you remember something that happened 20 years ago? If my rabbi touched me, I would remember. I'd remember the smell, the sounds, the cancer screeching in the background. I'd remember it all. And then we'd have the place next door. We'd have bank. We're already trying to get money out of the temple. That's the thing about Jewish people. Mark's 100% right about that. It's like, we'll donate to the temple, but we want them to donate back, but they don't. It doesn't go both ways like that. Yeah, Jewish families can be dysfunctional just like any other family. We don't have to get into it though. I really want to talk about the psychic because yeah, we're out and I like see the like psychic and I'm like, this is a sign. I have to go in and like, I don't drink. Stop, hold the applause. Seriously, oh my God. Seriously, stop it. I know. Hashtag warrior. But so all my friends are fucked up and I'm like, let's go to this psychic, right? Like being sober and saying that is so crazy. Like usually it's like, oh my God, let's go to the psychic, like you're fucked up. But I was like, I need help. Like I need some insight. I let everybody else go first because I knew I needed to be last. Do you know what I'm saying? Of course. I had to headline with this psychic. She had the worst con mouth I've ever been a part of. You know, she smoked a cigarette with my friend, didn't offer me one. Not that I don't know if I would have, but it was just like, you're not gonna offer me one. Was it because I was crying? That's crazy. Why would you? I feel like if you're crying at the psychic, she should offer you a cigarette. But I don't know what really happened. I think I made it more in my head than it really was. Everybody asked me, like, what did she say to you? Like, I'm like crying. They're like, what did she say to you? Did she say you're going to die? And I was like, no. She said, I'm going to live till my... First, she was like, because it was a palm reading, she was like, she said, think of 2 questions. And I was like, I don't want to do homework right now. Like, I thought you would look at my palm and be like, okay, you're a Capricorn. You will have a relationship with the next, I don't know. I thought it was going to happen. But then I started to say a question out loud. She goes, no, think it. And I was like, oh, shit, like psychic. Okay. It's not me saying it. It's not a Q&A. And she was like, you're going to live into your early 80s. What happens at 84? Like, whoa, what happened there? You're going to get married, have a family, great. But there's this negativity around you, and it's bringing you down, and there's a relationship you can't let go of. And I was like, well, you're wrong there. They can't let go of me. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm getting paintings dropped off at my door. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, one time I've had a man ding dong ditch me, DoorDash me, ding dong ditch DoorDash me with their own items twice. And that feels like rare. I don't know. I'm not bragging. Like, if you saw these men, you would not be like, damn, like, you know what I mean? You would be like, oh shit, he left you his t-shirt. Like, yeah, it was 4XL. It was a nice sleep gown, but I'm sorry, that was rude. But it was true. I was like, I don't need your shirt. Like, I don't need your tents. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he left me a shirt and a carabiner because one time I said, oh, that would help me, find my keys. But I was like, why couldn't you just say, I'm sorry? That's the thing about men. It's like, never got me flowers, never this, never that, never apologized. But he did leave me a sleep shirt. And then the other one left me a painting with a quote on the back from The Truman Show, a movie we never watched together. And it was a misquote. And then he called me a year later on Christmas and was like, do you have my dead dad's necklace? And I was like, what happened? How are you? No. He's like, I quit drugs for you. He was so drunk. I know, it's not drunk. But, and then I did find the necklace. And it was the blue evil eye. So I texted him and I said, I have the necklace. Let me know where to send it. Because I'm not going to get coffee and be like, here's your dead dad's necklace. How are the chihuahuas? Like, I don't know. So she's telling me like this relationship. And I'm like, I don't know anymore. But she convinced me to pay for a research candle. And it's like, you say this out loud, and I'm from LA. I'm not a tourist. I am not a tourist in this city. Like, Jared, I live here, born and raised, Cedars-Sinai, fuck Kaiser. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm from here, native, and this blood, like, got me nowhere because I paid for the research candle. I Zelled this woman, and it was just, she goes, don't tell anybody. She goes, don't tell your friends. You got to keep your guard up. You let too many people in. I was like, girl, I just let you in. I let you into my fucking bank account. What do you mean? Don't let people in. I'm like letting you hold my hand and you're telling me about, life. But, so I went back today. She told me some crazy shit that I'm like, that if that's true, like, mind wipe. I don't want to know that. It was a lot. It was about, she was talking about, at the time of your conception. And I was like, la, 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 la. Like, why would you say that? Why would you say that? Why would you say that? I don't want to hear anything about me being conceived ever, 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 ever. Throw up. Even in my psychic session, it's about my parents. That's the thing, right? It's like parents are like, oh, go to therapy and complain about how awful we were. This bitch is a psychic. I didn't say anything. She's like, so your parents. And I was like, whoa. It's supposed to be about me. So she goes, I meditated for you. And I'm like, what do you want? Thank you so much. Like, what do you mean? Like, you could do that for free anywhere. She meditated for me. And she said she was worried that the negativity was something I would just have to keep and grow with. But it wasn't. It was in my 7 chakras. You know what the 7? I go, yeah, I know a little bit about the chakras. I don't know anything about the chakras. And she gets the rainbow candle. I'm like, okay, Pride Month, whatever. She goes, and I'm a spiritual healer, so I can realign your chakras. She goes, look at that light bulb. Do you know what a light bulb is? Cracked, broken, dark. That's your chakras. And I was like, whoa, lady. Like, I hear your grandkids in the background. That's great. Like, it's just too much. Like how was the dry mouth here 3 days later? She's really sweet. I shouldn't be talking shit. Like, she was a really sweet lady. But she did say to realign my chakras, I'm thinking, why don't we meditate together? You know, like, why isn't she inviting me out to dinner to meditate? She has to meditate about me by herself now for 4 weeks. Okay. And she goes, listen, like, you know, obviously you have to pay for the supplies, like the time, the oils, the crystals. She goes, remember I told you about the crystals? I go, bitch, I'm from LA. Like, I know about the crystals. Move on. She goes, it's just going to be about $1,300. And I know that that's not a problem for you. She psychic told me. She goes, that's not going to be a problem for you, right or wrong? And I said, wrong. I said, I'm so sorry. Like, that's a deal breaker. And she goes, you've already invested in therapy. You already invested in psychiatry. Why don't you try, take a chance on yourself? And I was like, we need to get this bitch in here to sell classes. Like, I was like, really, I felt like spiritually trapped. It was scary. I didn't do it, guys. I think that deserves a round of applause. You know, a year ago, I would have come in here freaking like, oh my God, $1,300. I would have paid her $1,500 and I would have asked to have a sleepover. So, hey, we're growing up. There's nothing wrong with psychics. I just think maybe I shouldn't have treated it like a doctor, like a follow-up was maybe a bit much. And I had to lie to everyone about it. So I only told ChatGPT about it. And even ChatGPT was like, well, that sounds a little bit general. And I was like, fuck you. You don't know her. Love you guys. If you're watching, we got our comedy classes always. Sunda Kronquist, guys. You know how online it says 24 hours? You go LA School of Comedy, you go 24 hours, that's a typo. It's not. It's not. We're trying to make it, you know, normal, but we're not normal. Like, we go to psychics, whatever. If you are a psychic, you can come do stand-up, no judgment. 24 hours. We have the Right Club is going to be coming up soon, right? Right Club with Dustin Chafin, very exciting. What else? Anyways, we got shows, we got everything, so come on down. Our documentary is going to be screening soon. I just said that. It's true. It's true, and it's actually pretty good, but because you're wearing the same earrings from the, remember you said, did the earrings make noise, and they did. Anyways, have a great night. Do you want me to bring someone up, or you want to come up?
I was going to come up.
Do it. Sunda Kronquist! Okay.
All right.
Okay, just kidding. I mean, it's always a good shout out. I love you and Mark's outfits next to each other.
Oh my God.
It's such a like wacky Wednesday on a Manic Monday.
I know.
Because usually you're the pop of color, whatever. That's what I love about you guys. I love it. I love this next comedian. He's fantastic. He's hilarious. Yeah, he's all over social media. He's taking over the town. Put your hands together for the wonderful, the fabulous, my friend, Anya! Let's go! Let's go! He's so close to the stage. 20 minutes. Oh my God.
Read his palm.
Read your
Nah, you ain't gotta worry about shit like that. I don't do no shit like that. No disrespect. Like, that's cool. I'd rather not know. I feel like I've never been paranoid smoking weed, and I like to keep it that way. Like, I feel like I don't need to know, bro. Like, don't tell me no shit. I wouldn't go to no psychic or nothing like that. I feel like if you read my palms, you'd be like, damn, this nigga needs to put on some lotion. I don't. Hey, that's what you would read. It's like, you don't moisturize often? I do. I just, when I lift, I don't care about the calluses. It's fun to pick. Yeah, very silly. Yeah, what's going on in life? I just agreed to move, so I'm moving next week, y'all. I'm moving to a new apartment in Hollywood. That shit was funny. When I was like signing papers over there, like was that 2 days ago? Sunday, so yesterday. I was signing papers, and they were like continuing. I don't know if y'all don't remember last time, but they were telling me about like the people in the neighborhood. And I was like, they're like warning me of characters I might see, like as I live in here, like in my journey of living in Hollywood. Like, oh, worry about this lady, cause I'm like, I'd be cool, and I ain't really worried about nobody, nothing like that. I'm just like, just keep the hard drugs away from me in my area. You feel me? Like as a black man, you feel me? I feel like the police be having enough reason to pull me over already. I'm like, don't put that anywhere near my vicinity, at all. Yeah, we just checking in at this point. Work's been cool, y'all. I got quote unquote yelled at for the first time at work. That shit is so funny. I'm like, y'all be really caring about work. Like, man, I could never. Like, outside of the check, I would not be here. Like, I feel like people are like, oh, this is my passion. It's not my passion, bro. Like, this is just paying for me to live. Like, they basically was mad at me because they found out. I won't say what station I work at because, I mean, it don't really matter. I mean, it's not like I'm hiding it. And they follow me on Instagram if you're trying to really look for it. But they found out I don't listen to the station that I work at. And it was such a big thing. Like, everyone in the office everyone's coming to my office like, you don't listen to the station? I'm like, no. It doesn't. I haven't listened to it since I've been here and still doing my job exceptionally. Like, it doesn't affect. I was watching Squid Games while I was working. And they was like, why you think, oh, it's not a bad, I was still getting my work done. All right, y'all relax. Y'all act like y'all my manager. Like, y'all good? Don't worry, it's all right. But they was like, oh, like, so what do you listen to while you work? I'm like, shit, maybe random YouTube DJs. You know, I'll be just listening to random shit. Or like watching random stuff while I do my work. Cause like sometimes my work is very mundane. You know, it's just like putting in information or, you know, putting stuff into a calculator. It's light. But again, I deal with a lot of older people. So it's like the ability to be a young man in a space with a lot of older people is like technology is almost like my superpower in there. Like I be doing shit that they be taking them weeks in like my first hour at work. Like, and I got there late. Like it's like I got there late and I still did all my work in the first hour. And they be like, oh my God, how'd you do so fast? I'm like, Excel. Nigga, like it's not magic. I'm not Harry Potter, you feel me? Like it's not hard. But yeah, we've been dealing with change because we launched a new app, and a lot of like our listeners are like 65 or 60 through like 65, and they was complaining because the shit was modernized. You feel me? Like we made the shit a lot easier to use for people who know how to use technology, but for the people who struggle, it was a struggle. Like, people was like, where do I find the list? I'm like, I promise you, if you tap lineup, it's right there. But it was almost like I got to drop a tutorial video at some point on how to use the app. And it just feels like my home life is extended into my work life at this point, because that's the same shit I do at home for free. Like I'm tech support in my house. I've been tech support for about 28 years now, which is cool. But now that I get paid for it, I feel like I'd be more frustrated. My parents asked me to do shit for free. Like, shout out to them. Like, they gave me life. They cared about me and all that. Like, that's fire. Like, I really appreciate it. Like, I'm not, like, a bad child. Like, I'm not unappreciative at all. But, like, when somebody's paying you a salary and asking you for stuff, then when they ask you for free, you like, damn, break me off some. You feel me? Like, fill my tank a little bit. You feel me? Like, it's a little different. I'm still trying to adjust mentally to the idea of paying rent. It's not easy, y'all. I know y'all might already be doing that, but that's not normal to me. I don't think I should be paying to live anywhere. I feel like they should be paying me to live there, in fact. Based on what I've seen in the apartment complex, I feel like I'm doing a lot for the community already just by being there. I'm bringing the age down, you feel me? The age demographic is lower. I'm a youthful presence. I make jokes and such. It'll be a happier vibe. I plant a plant. Fuck it, I do whatever. But I just feel like I feel I bring comedic relief to the apartment space. You feel me? Like, I don't think I think they're lacking in that space. Basically, what I think my issue is right now is I just feel like mentally I'm extremely famous and I'm not paying for anything. But physically and realitively, I'm not. You feel me? So it's hard, It's hard, guys. It's a struggle. I work at a place that doesn't do direct deposit. So frustrating. Seeing a paper check at 4 o'clock after you've been at work all day because they don't pay you until 4 o'clock is interesting. Because, you know, it's like when you wake on payday, like I said, I made jokes about payday before. Like, you really just, you wake up in a good vibe. You feel me? The sun is shining a little brighter. You feel me? If you hungry, you can stop and get food. I got it. You feel me? Like, you good. Your car making noise. I'm finna handle that. I got it right now. You good. You feel me? Like, money could really change your whole mindset for real. When people say money is the root of all evil, I feel like that's what rich people say to keep the money to themselves. They don't want us to know. Money is happiness, y'all. Don't listen. They're lying. Broke is the root of all evil. Trust me, the niggas who do the most evil shit are broke. Ask the jail. I promise you, nobody maybe some, but I feel like the vast majority of people who do crime are not like, I got so much money. You know what I'm finna do? Crime. Like, nah, nigga, you finna blow a bag. Live it up. You feel me? Because I feel like rich crimes and broke crimes is very different. Broke crimes are violent, struggle, desperation. Rich crimes is this nigga was just doing shit he had no business doing because he was bored. Like this, if the nigga, like bro, okay, I'm about to fuck up my whole vibe right now, but I feel like if P. Diddy had a 9-to-5, he would not be in jail right now because he wouldn't have the time to do all that freaky shit. The nigga would be exhausted. A 9-to-5 and then go do freaky shit? No, you're sleeping. God forbid you're hungry, you're making food. P. Diddy would not be in jail if he had a 9-to-5, bro. He was doing freaky shit because he had time and money. They threw the light on that. Hey, P. Diddy run things around here. He said, hey, cut the light over him. Get him off the stage. Nah, I'm trying. P. Diddy has no work here, y'all. P. Diddy does not own LA School of Comedy. But yeah, I feel like rich crimes and broke crimes are very different. I feel like it's a fun premise I'm going to play around with next time I get on stage. I might write that down. I like that. I think there's a lot there. It really is. If you really think about it, it really is. Cause you know, broke people be doing shit that is like, it's like nigga was stealing cause he had to. You know, like it's like he stole the ravioli. Like ravioli was some shit that will follow you out the store, but they was arresting niggas for stealing that. I don't know if y'all remember the commercials. The shit would roll around and chase you out the store. They was arresting niggas for stealing that. Cans of food, diapers. Milk, you feel me? They lock all that shit. All the shit they lock up at CVS is the shit we was stealing. That's how you know what we was stealing. I was so mad. I went to CVS. They done locked up the toothpaste. The niggas was trying to steal fresh, bro. You gotta allow niggas to steal that. I feel like deodorant and toothpaste should be stealable items. I feel like everyone should be able It's so stupid. I'm really stupid. It should be stealable items. Like if somebody runs in and takes some toothpaste and some deodorant, he trying to at least get fresh for something. Like, come on, let him do that, bro. Like, I don't know, y'all. I feel like, okay, nah, that was wild. That was wild. Let me shut up. No, let me close so I can get up out of here. 'Cause I know y'all trying to get back to y'all evenings. But shout out to LA School of Comedy. If you're not here, pull up. I'm talking to the YouTubers. I don't know which camera is live active right now. One or two. This one live. If you're at home, you shouldn't be. Pull up next time. We got Wednesday, same time, same place. Pull upward. You feel me? We here. We putting in work. Do the same. Will I be here? Maybe. I can't promise it. But I'm here today, and I just wanted to say that it's a great place. So pull up and support. Live comedy. Put in your work, man. Get your hours in. But y'all tap in with me. That's Anye West, ONYEWST. Who's coming up next? You?
No, this gentleman, Jared Taylor. He's going to do 5 minutes and get the light on 3.
Okay, you coming up here, man?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Well, y'all keep that energy up from my guy coming to the stage, Jimmy Taylor.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, it's great to be with you guys tonight. You know what? I think I was engineered to be extremely nice. And just to give you a little sense of my background, I grew up in this master plan city. They gobbled up a bunch of farmland, and it was in between Baltimore and Washington, and they had this pre-designed town that was just based on like 1960s values of we're going to create this utopian city where people of all these different socioeconomic backgrounds are going to coexist in peace and harmony. And then, so that was one aspect, born and raised in this town, Columbia. And then also for a double dose, my parents are Mormon. So I was grew up in a Mormon family where, if you look at Mormon history, you can see that, they've been, maybe the kind of folks that were like turned out of their homes and forced to walk out to Utah during the westward expansion movement. And these were people that just kind of just let it roll off their back and it seemed to just take it all in stride. So I think, kind of conditioned to be on the nice side. Maybe let's try to let some things slide, feel like the future is going to be brighter on the other side of things. But and talking about my marriage, like I'm going what's called a splituation. It's a 25-year marriage. And you know what? We had a lot of commonalities. My wife and I, we're both the oldest of 6 kids. She's from Utah. I'm from Maryland. And so we were both raised in the church with the standards, and we dressed modestly, turtlenecks and, plants right down to your ankles there, and kept it real modest and clean and just upstanding citizens. And and no premarital sex. That was something that was definitely among the standards there. And that was good. Like I kept it strong. We kept it together. And so we have our kids, we go into this marriage and we have kid number 1, we have kid number 2, and we've got kid number 3 while raising our young family in Maryland. And, and then we moved to Utah, and as our family is growing, she reaches a point in time in which she says, you know what, Jared, like, I think I'm ready to do a PhD. I feel like I can do this training. I've studied art history and I want to take it to the next level. So we do that. We put her through the program. Vacation time is pretty much devoted to going to museums, or we're traveling to this, see this ancient artifact, or we're doing this. And we're all together and like in commonality. We want to build as one. Like we're united in this effort to have my wife reach this credential. And we're happy about her reaching that point. And then, so the kids, they enter into college, and we're reaching kind of an empty nester phase of our lives here. So this is a good development here. So, and so I reached a point where I find my dream job, because I kind of wanted to be involved in the Olympics, and like I've got a background in construction, so I'm doing work at LAX. I found this job in LA. We moved from Utah to LA. And I'm living the dream here in LA, and I'm thinking to myself, surely she can find something really great here. We've got the Huntington Library, we've got the Getty, we've got the Hammer Museum, we've got a thriving art scene here in LA. And as time goes on, she's saying, you know what, Jared, I'm thinking of the East Coast. And so, but we're here on the West Coast. Like we just got here. Like this could be good for us. And you know what? She said, Jared, I think I found something in Kuwait. So I want to be part of the ancient world, where there's ancient hieroglyphs, where there's ancient things to be a part of. And I'm saying, Kuwait, like, and, well, no, she says Kuwait City. So Kuwait City, and this is supposed to mean a lot to me, but as we dig into it, I'm finding out that, so before too long, I am packing my wife of 24 years. I'm packing her bags. We're getting her set up to start this job in Kuwait. And you know what? Like, we're in love. Like, geographical boundaries are, like, we can, like, love conquers all, and we can sustain this. And so, over time, I attempted to enter the job hunt myself. And so I'm applying to work out there, but I don't know, not a whole lot is breaking loose. And she was given this contact who said, you know what, if you ever need help, we've got this prominent person there in Kuwait that can hum and attend to, whatever needs you might have. And so I asked her, hey, should we use this contact to help break things loose? Because as we know in the Middle East, sometimes connections can really move mountains here. So, and she's like, I don't feel comfortable doing that. But, one thing that does come to mind is that we should buy this house in southern France, in Provence, and we could be this international family. It would bring us together. And so anyway, we are moving to a point in which she just wants to go a different direction now. So we are working through this house in France was like not the best move for me, but I'm a nice guy. So I'm like really nice. I just think perhaps there's a covert contract involved in this, or boundaries of some kind are overlooked. But at this point, I am losing my taste for croissants. I really don't need to be back in France anytime soon. We're getting the house for sold. It's on the market. And so anybody who wants to buy a house in southern France or buy a dog named Georgie, they're priced to move here. So, hey, many thanks to you all. You've been a great audience, and we're working through these things. So, hey, that's all good.
All right.
All right.
Now it's 6:07.
Okay. All right.
So what you're going to do is get right to the marriage.
Okay. All right.
If you got right to the marriage and be like, I want to have my wife, so we're new empty nesters, and she just said, I want to satisfy this need I have with my history and this credential,
Right.
and it's the East Coast, and then she says Kuwait, and I said, East Coast, Kuwait, she says Kuwait City, as though that means a difference to me. Right. But you should get right to it,
Right. Okay.
instead of the fluff, because it's,
Yeah, I didn't have to mention that city at the beginning.
no, and you'll look at your tape,
Yeah.
and you will pull out that fluff. And just get right to it, because you see where it got funny. Look on your first laugh,
Okay. Yeah, it came. Yeah, it was later. It was down the road.
because you had too much fluff.
Right. Okay.
That's it.
Sounds good.
He's a kid. He's a kid actor, so he knows what a fluffernutter is. Did you like fluffernutters?
Those cookies. Yeah, they were good. I'm more of an Oreo fan myself. But,
He likes black girls that got white daddies. I'm kidding. I did want to say one thing about the hand thing. There's an Indian guy on Melrose, and he found me and told me I was going to live till I was 82. I was like, get the fuck away from me. I don't know you, whatever. He came here. And I said, I know who you are. Get out of here. Go. He's an Indian guy with a turban. And remember that, Mark? Oh, please. Me and my gypsies. Oh, yeah.
Was she?
Samantha.
Gypsy. And by the way, on your note, who's she with? Lawrence of Arabia?
That's funny.
yeah. I don't know. She's with somebody. Yeah. Right.
I think she likes where she's living. Oh, I don't know. How could I tell? I can only see her eyes the last time I saw her.
Oh my God.
I'm just trying to think of something, she gets frisky. She shows me her ankle. For the Middle East. All right, so that was a lot of fun. Now we're dissecting Jared's act for no reason whatsoever. But you need this. You need it.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, I love the feedback.
Good. Any feedback? You got any feedback for him? Right?
I don't think, like you said, cutting out the fluff does make it easier to get into and get your time down.
Yeah.
And then also, pacing yourself,
Okay.
because you don't want to be like rushing through your laughs.
Mhm.
So it's like when you take stuff out, you have more time to kind of just talk and be kind of calm.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you see how
Thank
I
you.
am. I'm hella slow, but I mean, it's like that comfortability on stage, and sometimes you get laughs without even saying stuff. Something you say, you get
Yeah.
laughs in the crowd.
No, thank you.
So that's definitely big.
That's
I think
good.
just pacing is always key to give people time to understand or hear the jokes. Because sometimes it's like when you say like, the city thing, that was a great joke, but it's like if you just like rush through it, then people might miss the fact that her saying city doesn't change the fact that you're like, I'm still not feeling that.
Right.
Right. Thank you. Yeah, good.
There you go. See, this is what
Team effort.
it's a team effort. It's a team effort. It really is. And I think, Dubai. Okay, we're getting to that. And she doesn't think he should go there because you have to dress very modestly. She's a Mormon. How much modest can you get?
The one thing that you can count on in Kuwait is swamp crutch.
Swamp crutch?
What's
Crotch.
Swamp crotch?
Crotch. Okay.
Like swamp ass.
It's one of the hottest places on earth. It
It's
is like,
right on the equator.
yeah, it is.
That's what you said.
Yeah, it is right on the.
Oh, that's the truth?
It's one of the it's got if you look up hottest city in the world, I think it's got Kuwait's top 5 city just.
Kuwait, the Qatar Depression. Believe me, it's hot there.
I met the Prince of Qatar.
It's the deadliest.
Okay.
You know what his kids.
Oh, yeah.
3,000 kids.
That's true. That's true.
Driving a Rolls Royce.
No, it wasn't. It was a G car, and it had a bulletproof windows, and he sent his servant in to get me.
It's 122
Degrees in Kuwait City.
in the shade.
What?
It is the hottest city in the world.
There you go.
Hottest capital. Yeah.
So he left Columbia, Maryland, one of the coldest cities in the world, to go to one of the hottest cities in the world. And let me tell you, living on the equator is no picnic unless you're an egg being fried. All right, I'm just trying to think of something that has eggs in it. Save your eggs. I hope my birds ain't laying the eggs. I don't know what they're doing, man. They're crazy. They are evil today. They are bad birds. And I have a bad ankle right now for hitting my ankle going on stage. But I know. Did I want to fall, Samantha? Did I want to fall? Yes. So listen, guys. We're doing it here at the LA School of Comedy Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 6:30 sign up, 7 o'clock show. Tell your Persian friends to get out of those safe houses and come on out, okay? Because I'll find you in your safe house. Thank you so much, Billy Ramirez and your comedy concierge, Samantha Linderman. Good night.